What's up everybody, welcome to today's video. Today work begins on the E250. He's starting with paint. As you saw in the previous video, there's a lot going on with this particular paint job. A lot of like chips and weird overspray and randomness. So we're at the paint shop and we're gonna go get some quotes and see what they say and pick some colors. If you got any ideas, let us know in the comment section.
I do like that actually.
I was telling him that he should go with the instead of the we'll see what he ends up deciding. There's a lot of pretty nice colors in this batch here. Tell me which ones you like.
I don't know about any of the...
So those are the metallics, and you said these are they're like the matte colors?
No, not matte, solids. So basically they don't have metallic in it.
Got it. What do you think?
Like
I think metallic would be a little bit nicer looking.
Maybe
Cool,
like,
thank you.
Maybe like this one. Okay.
Look at that beauty.
Dude.
Wow.
Well, we're all done at the paint shop. We're gonna go drool over some toys at Funback Center. I want this one. You buy that one for me?
How much is it?
I don't know. Yeah, I definitely have to get one of these. Look at this piece of art.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah. Do you know how much fun this thing would be?
A lot.
That's a house. Oh, this is the one. There you go.
Is that the one?
Yep. Yep, that's it. Did you pick one? That one? It's a little small for you. Yeah, I need more toys. I need more toys in my life. I need a motorcycle and a side-by-side. Probably two.
Oh, he's my exact fan. Look at that. And so we're going to go to method 2 of getting paint off of windows, which is razor blade and time. Alright, so we are in the process of tearing this thing down and just gutting it. And so, it's going pretty well so far. Fuck, hold on. It's going pretty well so far. It's, obviously this is probably the easiest part, is just taking everything apart. And so, what we see right now is I'm taking off this plastic stuff right here. It's really, really ugly. And took off these there are these racks on the side. They're installed like this, and so you kind of mount stuff to them. I took those off, and from there I'm just taking this off. And as you can see, it's kind of throwing me off a little bit because this stuff, there's this one bolt right here that I thought it was just to take this plastic part off, but then I looked a little closer and there's multiple of them. You can see like there's one right here too. So I don't know what that's supposed to hold. And so before I just go taking stuff off that I have no idea what it's connected to, I'm just gonna not do that. I'm going to get on the ground and double check that I know where that's going before I go and just disconnect random stuff with my minimal car knowledge.
So the first mods are starting right now. Colton is cutting a hole in his van. He decided to start with something that he could possibly mess up really bad. So he's putting a vent in it. This bad boy right here. So what we're gonna do is basically measure the square that needs to be cut out. We're gonna measure both sides and then put that onto a piece of cardboard and then match that onto some masking tape on top of the car and cut it out from there. And if we do everything correctly in the right order, the fan should just slide right in, no problems, and then we'll put caulking around it so it's waterproof, and off to the races, we'll be good to go. So Colton is measuring it right here. Is that straight?
Yes. I don't know, as straight as I can get it.
And then should be good to go.
All right, well, today has been a real kick in the balls because it was this kind of struggle, you know, getting the right tool. Oh my God, it's so bright out right now. I'm gonna get some sunglasses. I was basically running around all day trying to figure out how I'm gonna do my paint and how to get this tool working correctly and how to cut a hole in the top of this vehicle without completely destroying it or making it look like crap, which is everything on this I think is gonna be simple. It just turns out to be not. And it turns out to be just this big old in my, but I can't say that online. It turns out to be a pain in my ass. Oh, I feel like I can say that. Yeah, it's a pain in my ass. And so now I have to have this thing back in like an hour, less than an hour, and it's a 20-minute drive. And so I gotta remeasure everything, cut it actually, and just set all up, and I'm not gonna have it back on time. So Home Depot, I'm sorry, but you can go and so. All right, so I've cut out my square, right? Here's my little L-bar angle measuring thing, and this tape measure. And so now I'm gonna measure out the center point. I'm gonna measure out the center point right in between these two guys, right here and right here, because my bed's gonna be right here. So I want the fan to be right in the center. And so I'm gonna measure out the center of it. And then from there, I'm going to take this drill, drill 2 holes or 1 hole for each corner, and then I am going to use that on the top to set my dimensions, and then I'm gonna use a power tool to cut metal, which kind of scares the shit out of me, but not scary like I'm afraid of it, but I'll mess it up. But you know what? If you're ever thinking about converting a van, just don't do it. It's so terrible. Just kidding, it's fun, but there are times where I just wanna literally just blow this whole thing up and just maybe spend $30,000 on a new van that's not gonna give me this much trouble. It's my life savings, but you know, whatever. Who cares? I do, I care a lot. It's been one of those days. I've been obsessing over trying to get this thing straight, and then I realized that it's actually impossible. And here's the thing, it doesn't even matter, because I'm going to cut it open and then put a fan over it, and on the inside I'm gonna cover it up with sealing. So it really doesn't even matter. It's just me obsessing and trying to make everything perfect. So there's the cut right there. This may never reach YouTube, because for you guys I have to make it seem like I do everything perfect, but I don't. This is about as, right now I'm not even going for perfect. Right now I'm saying I tried really hard, and I'm gonna give myself a 2020 participation trophy for trying really hard. And god damn it, I'm gonna get this power tool and I'm gonna cut this thing open, because that's what I want to do, and this fan's about me. All right.
Okay, outline is cut. It was pretty easy because it's 14-inch square on both sides, and we used our handy dandy square here to make sure that it's straight. But here's our template. So this line here is where it needs to match up to, and from above it's pretty close. So next thing is we're gonna lay down the tape and then make our markings for the top. They have these handy dandy lines here, so that'll make it a little easier for us to find the actual center of the car and to get the fan centered. So that's what's next. So here we are at day 2. Yesterday we had some problems with our power tools, so we had to go and rent some more. We've got the tape down, we have it marked. Colton's drilling the corners so he can start his saw, and then we're about to make our first marks on this van. Gonna make a big hole in it. Show me what you got, buddy.
I'm trying to take this bit out.
So this is our square here, and we centered it based off of these lines that are on top of the van. And then
now the fun part, power tools. All right, everybody, the moment you've all been waiting for. That's like, I don't know if we can use the word perfect, but that's pretty much as good as it's gonna get.
All right, hole is cut and the fan basically slid right in. There's a couple portions where it's a little too wide and a little crooked, but it's centered and all it needs is a little bit of weatherproofing so any water doesn't leak through, but
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good. What do you think, Colty?
It's about as good as it's gonna get.
So you can see not too big of a gap anywhere around it. Not bad. So what we're gonna do now is round off all the edges on it and take off all the paint. This car is going to paint pretty quickly, so we'll probably put some primer on it just so it doesn't rust, but we're gonna round it off and it should be basically good until it goes to paint. Lunch of Champions. Both bumpers are off, so now we're gonna scuff them up. There's a little bit of rust on them, so we're gonna make sure that's all off down the metal.
Wash them too first, right?
We'll wash them, yeah, and then scuff them, and then they'll be ready for paint.
That's it.
So next to come off is the grill. This one's pretty straightforward, just a couple of bolts around it. So this will be off shortly to be painted and match the bumpers. So this bumper was at one point scratched up on something, and it's got a big scuff mark and some rust on it from the exposed metal underneath. So I have the sander out, hopefully, see it there, and this side as well. So hopefully with the sander we can get most of that off, and then if we need to, maybe fill it a little bit so it just looks completely smooth when we're done. So we're getting close to the end of day 2. I was using the 80 grit sandpaper to get it, just to do as much cutting as I can, and even that was going pretty slow. So I went to a 60 grit on the sander and we're making pretty good progress. But that's basically as far as we've gotten today. Hopefully we're gonna get the wheels off and get them prepped for paint. And the bumpers are just sanded and about ready to go. So between all of those, should be ready for paint in a couple days still. There he is, the infamous parrot. This parrot has been hanging out with us in our distinctly untropical climate, so that's pretty weird. There's just one dude that is here. There's no others that look like him. I don't know if he's an escaped pet or what. So here we are on day 3. We're wrapping things up a little bit. Colton just went to the store and doubled up on our electric sanders, because he is on a bit of a time limit and there is still a ways to go. With this car being so big and having the entire roof that needs to be sanded as well, there's a lot of surface area left to get to. But we got a new jack, so we should be able to jack it up, get the wheels off. And the bumpers right here are just about cleaned up and ready to go for paint. So hopefully within the day, we'll be almost finished sanding, and the bumpers and the wheels will all be painted in the same color. So while Colton is slaving away over there on sanding, I'm gonna get going on these bumpers. They have to get the rivets removed for this arrow piece underneath the bottom of the bumper. So we're gonna cut those off, and then it should be almost ready to paint on it.
Alright, well,
Here we are. Last time you're gonna see it looking like this.
alright, well, this hellacious experience is over.
Don't spoil the colors.
Yep. Pretty soon she's gonna look nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we should get a full little tour of her, how she looks.
Anything you want to point out of your handiwork?
That this thing took like a week of just sanding. I don't know, still wasn't enough, but
Yeah, who would have thunk, right?
yeah, who would have thought that this was so freaking hard? But I don't know. She looks like a piece of crap now, and I'm more than excited for her to not look like a piece of crap.
It's gonna rock your world when you get it back.
Dude. Let's hope. Oh my gosh.
That's it for today. Next time this car will be a brand new color, and it's gonna look better than it ever has before. See you next time.